Mapletail here. Welcome back to Rants and Draws, the series where I rant about warriors and, well, draw. A few weeks back, a preview for the 4th book in the Broken Code series was released. So that's what we're talking about today. Spoilers incoming for the first couple chapters. And we're going to be drawing Harelight, one of the Riverclan cats that was exiled in Vale of Shadows. Cause he gets mentioned in chapter 1 and I'm a big fan of his name. Before I get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Okay, let's start off with that prologue. Can I just say that I was so happy to hear from Leafpool again? I miss her so much. And Blue Star? And it was great to get some StarClan perspective, as I've been pretty curious about what exactly is going on up there. And well, they kinda seem just as confused about the whole disconnection from the clan situation as we do. Leafpool's mention of the idea that StarClan might disappear if they don't reconnect to the living clans certainly worried me, as that would have a massive effect on the series. I'm sure some people would appreciate a big change like that, but I don't think I'm one of them. I'd miss hearing from all these cats who have passed on, and it would make cats dying in the series a lot sadder. Firestar's quote of, "Why did we allow a cat like that to go back down there?" really piqued my interest. I can only assume that he's referring to the imposter there. It's really interesting to me that the imposter was allowed to leave and didn't sneak out. And not only that, but it sounds like they were sent down for some kind of important purpose. I certainly hope we hear more about that later in this book. The whole idea of StarClan sending a cat down, a cat they mentioned they shouldn't have trusted in life, a cat they were meant to watch for some mysterious purpose, is both confusing and compelling to me. Why does Tallstar think that it didn't matter what cat they sent? And why choose someone that would even be a remotely risky choice? Why does some of StarClan also blame the Codebreakers for everything that's happening, when cats, like Firestar mentioned, have been breaking the code for generations? I just have so many questions about this whole scene, and I hope we get some proper answers in this book. Now the moment all of us theorists have been waiting for. In chapter 1, we find out who Squirrelflight thinks the imposter is. Shocking very few people at this point, I imagine. She thinks it's Ashfur. A few things about this. I like that they brought up the thought that Squirrelflight saw Ashfur and StarClan in Squirrelflight's Hope, as that seemed at best a red herring, and at worst a bit of a mistake. So I'm glad it was at least addressed. I'm also glad that most cats agree that Ashfur is certainly a possible suspect, as I was worried there'd be more debate about that fact. I wasn't a huge fan of how Breezepelt and a few of the others started to blame Squirrelflight, and say that this is ThunderClan's problem, when that is oh so clearly ridiculous and not the case. It's just annoying me to no end how everyone treats Squirrelflight, book after book, the authors included. Please just give our girl a break, my goodness. I'm so over it. But it was a little worth it to see Jayfeather defending Squirrelflight. So sweet. But I wish they dropped the whole him calling her his adopted mother. She raised him. She's his mother. End of story. Just always gets to me a little. I'm also super curious as to what Squirrelflight's plan is to get Ashfur to expose himself. I disagree with Bristlefrost in thinking that that won't accomplish anything. Surely knowing your enemy is better than not, right? I did find it interesting when Bristlefrost brought up the idea of Ashfur dividing StarClan and working with other cats. I don't think the whole dividing StarClan thing has really happened, as how many StarClan cats would realistically listen to Ashfur? Also, there was no real mention of a division in the prologue. That said, I don't think it's impossible that Ashfur found a few other cats to help him. Now, I'm not saying multiple cats are possessing Bramblestar, as I really haven't gotten that sense from him. But Ashfur may have backup of some form. We haven't seen much evidence of that either, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see when the book is released. Alright, let's talk Chapter 2. I don't have much to say about this one as not too much stuff goes down. There's more vague talk of Squirrelflight's mysterious plan, which I can already tell is probably going to go poorly. It was nice to see a bit of Dovewing and Tigerstar, being their wonderful parent selves to Shadowsight. And I was happy to hear that at least Dovewing trusts Squirrelflight. which is a feeling that seems to be in real short supply lately. And Mothwing. Ugh. I still cannot believe that she and the others are in exile. Like, really? That will never not bother me. I'm just so grateful that Tigerstar was willing to take them in. Oh, so I want to bring attention to one of Tigerstar's lines about Ashfur. There was always something dark about him. Like he had something on his mind. Like maybe he had a darkness within? Huh? I see what y'all did there with the title, Aaron's. And right at the end of Chapter 2, it was nice that Shadowsight finally confided in someone about possibly seeing Ashfur, or at least a blue-eyed cat. And for me, this only confirms even more that it is Ashfur. Much like Dovewing, I'm just still surprised that this cat was ever let into StarClan, as I've always been against it. And when cats like Squirrelflight and Leafpool needed to be put on trial to get in, when they are so clearly loyal cats, who just did what they thought was right, not to mention what StarClan literally told them to do. And then Ashfur, attempted murderer of children. Just because Squirrelflight didn't love him, gets in no problem as far as we know. Like, really? I'm just glad it seems the Aarons are finally admitting that this guy is a villain. Like he always should have been considered. Man, I could ramble about how upset I am about the way Squirrelflight and Ashfur's characters have been handled forever, but I think I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you've had a chance to read this preview, let me know your thoughts on it, and if you think the imposter really is Ashfur. I certainly do at this point, but who knows? There could still be a twist coming our way. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed me ranting about these few chapters, and I'll see you next Thursday.